You water your plants, give them sunlight, and somehow tiny black flies still take over your home. The worst part is when you go to hydrate a seemingly healthy plant and dozens of them suddenly scatter into the air. Most people panic and reach for chemical sprays or random home remedies. Some even consider throwing the plant away. But those methods usually fail to provide a lasting solution. This flowchart illustrates the fungus gnat life cycle. The adults you see flying around are actually the least of your problems. The real issue happens beneath the surface. Fungus gnats look for the moist, organic-rich top layer of your soil. That is where they lay their eggs, and where tiny larvae feed on organic matter and delicate plant roots. If you only focus on killing the flies, you miss the target entirely. To eliminate an infestation permanently, you have to break their life cycle. Stop the eggs and larvae from developing in the soil, and the population collapses. You can accomplish this without using harsh chemicals. You only need 4 items: a bowl of water, some coarse sand, yellow sticky traps, and a pot with drainage holes. True pest control requires systematically dismantling the specific environment these insects rely on to survive. Step 1 is the dry-out phase. It starts with an instruction that might feel counterintuitive. Immediately stop pouring water over the top of your soil. To know when your plant actually needs water, use the finger test. Just press your index finger down about 2 inches deep into the dirt. If it feels completely wet, you wait. Fungus gnats thrive in constantly moist soil. When the top layer stays wet, it becomes a perfect breeding ground. By letting the top inch or 2 dry out, you create a hostile environment for them. This drying period will not harm your plants. In fact, many houseplants prefer their topsoil to dry completely between waterings. By simply withholding that surface moisture, you turn a comfortable nursery into a dry desert. Without water, unhatched eggs lose their viability and fail to develop. Now that the topsoil is drying out, we need to hydrate the root system without getting that surface wet again. Step 2 is bottom watering. Instead of pouring water from the top, place your plant's pot directly into a tray or bowl filled with water. Leave it there for 15 to 20 minutes. The soil acts like a sponge. Through a process called capillary action, where liquid flows upward through narrow spaces against gravity, the soil pulls water through the bottom drainage holes to reach the deep roots. There are 2 critical failure points here. First, you cannot do this without drainage holes in your pot. Second, do not leave the plant submerged in water for more than 20 minutes, or you risk drowning the roots and inducing root rot. Bottom watering nourishes the roots deep in the pot, while starving the larvae near the surface. You keep the plant healthy and the top layer bone dry. Even with dry topsoil, some resilient larvae might still survive slightly deeper down. Step 3 addresses them: the sand barrier. Spread a tight, even quarter-inch layer of coarse sand across the entire surface of your soil. Make sure it touches both the inside rim of the pot and the base of the plant stem. This creates a physical blockade. Adult gnats cannot penetrate the abrasive sand to lay new eggs, and any larvae trapped underneath find it extremely difficult to wriggle their way to the surface. You must use coarse sand for this to work. Fine play sand packs too tightly and actually retains moisture, which makes the problem worse. Coarse sand creates a dry layer of jagged, abrasive grains. This physical armor seals off the ecosystem. You lock out the next generation entirely without applying a single drop of pesticide. Step 4 is the adult trap. We now focus on the straggler flies currently hovering in your room. Peel the backing off a yellow sticky trap and stake it directly into the edge of the pot. Fungus gnats have a biological vulnerability. They are visually drawn to bright yellow because it mimics the decaying foliage they look for in nature. When they land on the bright surface, they get stuck. Over just a few days, this low-effort trap visibly reduces the active swarm. Catching these adults is a strict necessity. If they realize your newly armored pot is no longer a viable home, they will migrate and lay eggs in other unprotected houseplants nearby. The soil modifications erase the future of the colony. The sticky traps neutralize the present, closing off their final loophole for survival. Your 4-part defense system is now active, and the plant is fully fortified. This chart tracks a standard infestation after applying these steps. Expect a massive reduction in fly in adults within 48 hours and total colony collapse within 1 to 2 weeks. Fungus gnats are a biological indicator of poor drainage or overwatering. Maintaining the habit of bottom watering and checking soil moisture ensures your plant's environment stays balanced. When the soil remains healthy, the pests stay away. Once you understand what pests are really after, you can engineer them out of your home permanently. If this helped save your plants, share it with another struggling plant owner and subscribe for more chemical-free tactics.